Get the recording started now. Beloved poets, welcome to Chaos Magic. As usual, I'll give a few ground rules. We'll have 3 to 5 minute sets. We ask but do not require that you bring one original and one cover piece. You could do 2 original pieces. You could do 2 cover pieces. We'll appreciate whatever chaos and or magic you bring to the plate here. And with that said, of course, no racism, no sexism, no bullshit. Please keep it all about the love. Love is the law, love under will. And with that said, let's start some good trouble. I posted the list, the participation list in the group chats. On deck, we do have C Santos, but stepping up to the plate now, please give it up for Lantern Carrier. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Thank you, my brother. This piece is taken from my flute. It's by the visionary seer Sri Chinmoy. It's called O Light of the Supreme. O beauty nonpareil, O beloved, do burn the fire of beauty and splendor within my heart. By loving you, eternally beautiful I shall be. May Lord Shiva's destruction dance destroy all shackles of the finite. May the light of the Supreme inundate me, my heart, my all. Having loved the infinite, the heart of gloom is crying for the bloom of light. O life infinite, give me the eternal hunger, aspiration cry. The tiniest drop will lose its raison d'etre in the heart of the boundless ocean. In fire and air, your life of the spirit I behold. O beauty's gold, O light of the supreme. Sri Chinmoy. And now a piece by moi. It's called A Symphony of the Love Eternal. In the reservoir of my tears lies the agony of my longing. My heart is in searing pain, nauseous from the bitter fruits of life, like lemons, chewing on the weightiness of expectations. Locked in the dream of sorrow and despair, I search within for days and nights, with fear clutched within my shallow breath. I walked alone in the midst of darkness, unable to see a lusted light. I played with the pendulums of love and hate, my heart scorched in seeking a peace, constantly evading my spirit. The pain in my soul was once 1,000 scrolls of despair, with me reeling from the weight of dead elephants and shadows. I was like one in an ice cellar, with only the chill for comfort. Now I cherish you with life itself, but you are my life. So what can I give to you? Hold me in your loving embrace and make me yours. I look in awe at the butterflies, the illustrious dawn that spreads your peace. My heart's music whispers your name, while the soul dances to your lute divine. Now I walk in the scent of spring flowers, chatting with lilac lavenders. For you, I would love to do the impossible, steal the miracle of sunsets, paint a kaleidoscope of exquisite beauty like Da Vinci's Mona, because I'm so much in love. You are my perpetual flame, a panacea in times of struggles. Lily of lilies, so white and pure, garner a portrait of love inside my heart, and let the breeze carry my agony of longing to your abode of bliss sublime. My tears flow like bubbling fountains, making their way across reservoirs and Iguazu Falls. No river can compare to the vast ocean of life. No desires can match the peerless state of the eternal music. You are my vast infinite ocean of life, the sweet effulgent flames of the vibrant symphony of the love eternal. Mountain Carrier. Thank you.
Everybody unmute and give it up for Lantern Carrier. Woo!
Yeah,
That was
brother.
Yeah,
Always
awesome.
good to
buddy.
hear you.
Nice, nice, nice.
Thank
Enlightening, as
you.
always.
On deck, we have Generalissimo, but right now we have me. So, my cover today is going to be Sorry Not Sorry by Demi Lovato. Now I'm out here looking like revenge, feeling like a 10, the best I've ever been. And yeah, I know how bad it must hurt to see me like this, but it gets worse. Now you're out here looking like regret, ain't too proud to beg. Oh, I lost my place. Ain't too proud to beg, second chance you'll never get. And yeah, I know how bad it must hurt to see me like this, but it gets worse. Now, payback is a bad bitch. And baby, I'm the baddest. You fucking with a savage. Can't have this. Can't have this. And it'd be nice of me to take it easy on ya, but nah. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Being so bad got me feeling so good. Showing you up like I knew that I would. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Feeling inspired because the tables have turned. Yeah, I'm on fire and I know that it burns. Baby, fineness is the way to kill. Tell me how it feels. Bet it's such a bitter pill. And yeah, I know you thought you had bigger, better things. Bet right now this stings. Cause the grass is greener under me, bright as technicolor. I can tell that you can see. And yeah, I know how bad it must hurt to see me like this, but it gets worse. Now, payback is a bad bitch, and baby, I'm the baddest. You fucking with a savage, can't have this. And it'd be nice of me to take it easy on you, but nah. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Being so bad got me feeling so good, showing you up like I knew that I would. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Feeling inspired because the tables have turned. Yeah, I'm on fire and I know that it burns. Talk that talk, baby. Better walk that walk, baby. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Being so bad got me feeling so good. Showing you up like I knew that I would. Feeling inspired because the tables have turned. Yeah, I'm on fire and I know that it burns. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That was my Demi Lovato cover. And now am I able to share my screen? Okay, I have a super duper old video. So excuse the amateur recording and the amateur audio. You have to hear it. Can y'all see it?
We could see it. We just can't hear anything yet.
Okay.
Wait, when you go to share screen, hit stop share, and then when you go to share screen on the right, you'll see a little checkbox that says share sound. And you just want to check, make sure that that's checked.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, you said stop share and then what?
And then when you click share again, that pop-up window comes
Mhm.
up. If you look on the right, it says
Uh-huh.
options. Click
Oh,
share
share
sound.
sounds.
There you
My
go.
bad. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Uh,
the clutter of the dark filling up within my heart, all the chaos and smoke filling up my thoughts. I'm tired of feeling so broken and alone, lost and unseen. Heavenly Father, what's happening to me? Where is your breath that is supposed to fill my lungs? I'm calling out to you, pleading on my knees. Jesus, kill me in silence, please. This noise is all I know. The fire in my spirit has simmered down to an all-new low. Take my hand. Am I so lost? Your light can't even reach. Trust. Stay faithful. I'm trying, but I can't see the goal. What happened to my soul? I never wanted to be this. I am empty. God, Lord, why am I slowly fading? Aren't you bothered by my constant begging? I just want to feel alive, like I matter, not floating idly by, waiting for something to happen. I feel you in the air. I see you in the trees. I see you everywhere, but you still don't see
sorry.
me. Why am I not worthy? Waiting to be healed is like waiting for rain in a drought, waiting for the teeniest drop to come out. Yet I call to you, far and near, please don't let my kind thoughts of you disappear. Hold on, pain ends. Even though mine is still going, I will plant my little seed of hope and continue to keep it growing. My eyes closed, continuously whispering your name. Since screaming isn't working, I don't know how else to keep these thoughts so tame. I'm so tired of losing, waiting, and not gaining. What is the lesson here? Haven't I been through enough? How much longer is this struggle being a diamond in the rough? Even with the littlest bit of my hope, save me, Father, before I continue going down this road. I feel myself about to spiral out of control.
That was my little amateur video poem from
Everybody,
your.
give it up for the co-host for tonight, C. Santos.
Yes,
A-
Thank
And
you,
C,
thank you.
do you want to share with what you doing on Thursday?
Yes, Thursday, Jackson, Riley, and I will be hosting Come As You Are open mic. It's gonna be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have a lot going on. It's gonna start with a 15-minute free write, and then we're gonna open the floor in case anybody wants to talk about their day or if they just need to let something out. Just like a nice little mental check-in. Then we're gonna go into the open mic. And then I'm gonna close with a poetry prompt so you guys can come back with a new poem and a oracle reading. That's gonna be happening all on Thursday, and I will put the flyer in the chat. And on deck we have Sophia Falco But first, everybody give it up for Generalissimo whenever you're ready.
Well, first of all, C. Santos, I want to say you really did justice to the lyrics. I don't know Demi Lovato from Eve and any of her music, but those lyrics, the way you read them, sounded like they were written for you. Or written by you. So that it was wonderful, and I loved your poem, and I even liked your film. I know it was a little the visual was a little jumpy, but it kind of fit because the audio was perfect. So I think the audio worked out great with the jumpy visual. But and I think you're cool. I love your hair with the half red, half black. Everything about you. You're just a cool chick, if I can say that
Thank
word.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you just said. Thank you.
Yes, you are cool. Okay, so we'll start off with an older piece that's in my book. Where did I have it? That's not it. Hold on. Okay, here we go. It's called Shrinking Wingback Chairs and Credit Card Readers. The reality that part of everyone's history fades into oblivion is a bit sublime. Oh, God, please excuse me. I'm going to turn off my ringer right now. Okay, let me start over. Shrinking Wingback Chairs and Credit Card Readers. The reality that part of everyone's history fades into oblivion is a bit sublime. Memories once strong in our minds, creating hurt and anger and confusion, are disappeared by a collective subconscious stored in gray matter nooks and crannies, transformed into triggers raring and ready to spray bullets of seemingly hidden personal trauma into the atmosphere of now. Your therapist gives you the option of sitting in a wingback chair with a perfect upright 90-degree back, or an overly cushy leather couch that makes you feel the need to nap. The one time you sat on the couch, you fell asleep. Instead of nudging your shoulder, she threw a throw pillow at your head. Your trust for her grew exponentially after that incident. When she runs your credit card through a white square attached to a cell phone, you are reminded this conversation is a medical business transaction, partially covered by insurance, but at least it's partially covered. You reluctantly share what she calls a breakthrough. The utterance of this loaded word loads the thought in your head that she has awarded you an esteemed honor, and there will be a plaque engraved with the date of each next breakthrough you make. But there is no plaque. Words like breakthrough are only good for the moment. She says there's a lot of work yet to do to move forward. You have homework you don't turn in, but it should turn your life right side in, as if you accidentally wore your shirt inside out, and a barista mentions it to you, then you go into the bathroom to fix it. But life doesn't provide us personal baristas to expose our dilemmas and resolve it using a key attached to an espresso machine tamper. You will spend multiple sessions in that wingback chair, regurgitating your past and present to a person required by law to keep your confidence when you have a brother that thinks sharing your personal information without your permission with anyone he pleases is his fraternal right, and your other brother won't get involved to not rock the proverbial family boat. So you wonder why your family can't allow you a semblance of privacy or familial confidentiality that should supersede what doctors, lawyers, shrinks, and clergy are obligated to give, and seems to only exist from your side of the relationship. At times, the mention of someone's name or the presence of a voice on your voicemail will set off a train of thought that seems to have an endless track that comes dangerously close to edges of cliffs and steams through avalanche zones that require the train to blow its whistle at maximum volume. It's as if you own an AK-47 with the safety superglued shut, but the trigger is activated by data wedged in a crevasse in the Siberian sector of your hippocampus, and no amount of industrial adhesive can keep the safety from slipping open and ruining a closet full of suits, shirts, and shoes. Triggers can activate anywhere. Restaurants, Thanksgiving dinners, at work, in a movie, or being frisked by the TSA. Triggers can be words or touches or food or a good old-fashioned gaslighting. But because we own our triggers, we can walk away from situations, verbally call out gaslighters, or even tell someone something is a trigger. No one is worth your time. Excuse me. No one is worth your time if they claim triggers are cop-outs or say, be an adult and just suck it up. It's okay to swipe a piece of plastic for 15 minutes in a wingback chair for an educated ear that'll help you make sure the safety on your AK-47 doesn't have to be superglued. It can be stored in Siberia with the triggers, so you don't have to continually buy new closets of clothes. And this is a brand new poem that I wrote this weekend. It's called Because Scars Are Not Japanese Teacups. When I was 49, I tripped on my front stairs and fell into a bush. I had a cut across my forehead that quickly scabbed over. Luckily, there was no scar. It amazed me how many people asked me about my injury, which wasn't an awful injury. When I was a kid, my mom taught me it was rude to ask people about injuries and scars. So I told people I was bungee jumping from the Casco Bay Bridge and bumped my head on a girder. When I was 6, I was running downstairs as 6-year-olds do. I was carrying a freshly sharpened pencil when I tripped over my feet, as 6-year-olds do. At that moment, as my body tumbled, my hand held tight to the freshly sharpened pencil, which found its way into the skin above my knee. It did not draw blood, but it left a small blue dot that still exists to this day. It's a scar in the form of a tattoo. When I was 8, I acquired a small 3/4-inch diagonal scar on my right wrist when I fell off my bike. Several months after my mother passed away, I was unpacking a box of her stuff that was now my stuff. I carefully swiped a box cutter along the top of a box when it slipped from the packing tape to the top of my left forearm. I became the proud recipient of a 2-inch keloid souvenir. Those scars are surface scars, scars that only serve as memories of inconsequential incidents. When people ask how the forearm scar happened, I tell them it happened during a hang gliding mishap, then I tell them the truth. But the scars I worry most about are invisible. They exist inside my psyche. They exist as history. They exist as trauma. They exist as reasons to see a therapist. They exist as poetry. They exist as abstract art with what has been called primitive brushstrokes. To me, taping a canvas to create clean lines doesn't reflect the way life works. Sometimes our traumas are what makes us better people. It's true that we can react to trauma by taping our future decisions to create even lines and shapes, but my reality tends to lean askew. The blue dot is still there, but has faded and shrunk in relation to my adult size. The scar on my wrist is barely visible, and the box cutter scar is quite pronounced, just as the blue veins that rise from the other end of my wrist. But my inside scars now but my inside scars show themselves through my behavior. My inside scars play hide and seek in my sleeping dreams. I cannot cover them with makeup or clothing. I can only learn to exist with them each next time they come up for air by learning how to recognize when they will surface. I could try to lay down figurative tape to straighten them out, but their rough edges will still exist. Because I can't kintsugi them with liquid gold or a facsimile I buy at a craft store, I welcome them as part of my whole. So when they come up for air, they don't have to grab their albuterol inhalers so they can breathe easy, so I can breathe easy. Thank you.
Ooh, everybody unmute and let's give it up for Generalissimo.
Yeah, the
Marvelous.
general is in
I
the
do want to make
building.
an
My
announcement.
dude.
I'm
You
gonna
always like you have a lane of your own, man. Like you have like this special gift of being so sensitive and putting your storytelling right in the heart of whoever is listening. It's one thing to listen with the ear, but it's another to listen with the heart, and you do that. So beautiful, man.
thank you, Zimkanta. I did want to say that. Can I just say on the 24th? And if you go to Jane's Spoken Words Instagram page, I'm going to be one of the 4 features for her for her monthly showcase, which is not an open mic. It's just for people that kind of just go from person to person reading poetry. And it's a really wonderful little event every month.
We're jamming.
Oh, cool.
I believe it's called.
Yes, that's what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm a little.
I
little
just
off
posted
with
a
it.
link to the post that Jane has up there for the.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's so cool. Congratulations. Woo. That's awesome. Okay. On deck, we have Marilee Johnson. But first, give it up for Sophia Falco whenever you're ready.
All right, so glad to be back. We got a cover. I haven't read it out loud, but we're gonna go for it because that's what we do here, right? So, "Time is a Mother" by Ocean Vuong. So I'll read The Bull, and then I'll read something of mine. The Bull. He stood alone in the backyard, so dark. The night purpled around him. I had no choice. I opened the door and stepped out. Wind in the branches. He watched me with kerosene, blue eyes. "What do you want?" I asked, forgetting I had no language. He kept breathing to stay alive. I was a boy, which meant I was a murderer of my childhood, and like all murders, my God was stillness. My God, he was still there, like something prayed for by a man with no mouth. The green-blue lamp swirled in its socket. I didn't want him. I didn't want him to be beautiful, but needing beauty, to be more than hurt, gentle, enough to hold. I reached for him. I reached, not the bowl, but the depths. Not an answer, but an entrance, the shape of an animal like me. Ocean Vuong, everybody. The Bull. And I'd like to read. I was on hiatus, but if my hands were birds, it's still going to come out, and I'm going to read part of the introduction. So this is my work. Those who are insiders know, where we are only supplied paper and markers as our writing instruments. One special summertime, there was a window I deemed iconic, yet to some it was just an ordinary window, yet to others an undiscoverable window, all the while in its dirty filth that someone had etched in some graffiti of a sad crying face, but still warmth and sunshine were able to have been streaming and filtering through. I was observing the view of the other side of the hospital. Shadows of tiny dots made of dust on the oversized windowsill were abundant in front of me on my makeshift writing desk. Last night, I cried. The following morning, I didn't want to believe a patient when she said she felt more hopeful, and she felt more hopeful each day. Perhaps this was a projection of my mood, like the reflection of my barely visible frames of my bold red glasses in the window. Then I had thoughts of swirling red paint, taken farther away from the moment to thinking of a hurting heart punctured. Meanwhile, I was brought back to the now, when a male patient's loud laughter down the hall broke the silence. Later, finding out it was his coping mechanism for anger, and Dr. B, her voice, the refrain of my stay, came back to me. Please try, in this moment, to remember. To be worthy does not mean perfection, and perfection does not mean worthiness. I would argue The Mind Touched by Fire by Kay Redfield Jamison, after I had been grappling with this for years, that my mind has been touched by fire. Thank you, everybody.
Ooh, everybody unmute. Let's give it up for Sophia. Ooh.
Yeah, Sophia.
Fucking
That was
missed
a
you.
dope line.
Yeah.
to be worthy does not mean perfection. That's such a beautiful quote right there, because so many of us want to be worthy and trying to be perfect at the same time. You can't do both. It's okay to be imperfect and still feel worthy. It's okay sometimes to feel unworthy and still feel like you the perfect thing that ever happened to the world, So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome. Welcome back. What a great way to come back. That was fantastic and beautiful. Okay. Coming on deck, we have Baba. I'm sorry, can you please tell me how to pronounce your name? Baba. You're muted.
Baba and Goma.
Baba and Goma. Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay. On deck, we have Baba and Goma. For right now, give it up for Marilee Johnson. Unmute when you're ready.
Thank you very much. I have a little bit of a smorgasbord, and I'm going to start out with the rap that Thomas and Catalyst requested. People trying to put me in a box, check it off. But in reality, I'm me, let me be. I'm trying to actualize and fly, stretching high. There's just no saying what comes next in my quest. People trying to put me in a box, check it off. It's hard to breathe creatively. And in the day-to-day same way, judgment rears its head, just put it all to bed. People trying to put me in a box, check it off. You think I'm shy and therefore lied, and haven't told I can be bold. Let me show by my example. Here's a sample. I hold this truth to be evident, that I am free to be who I am. This declaration is an emancipation of your expectation. Well, unless you expect good things and a bit of variety, then by all means keep doing it. Thank you for letting me get this off my chest. I'll do just a few shorts and then get into a couple of other things. This is a forward piece. Don't duck, just bump. These are 2 haikus. You're welcome to crash in my heart next weekend since I'll be out of town. Macy's perfumed air as I slip in sideways through the cracked open door. This is called Roommate's Exotic Pet. Crickets, food for tarantula. Quick, where's the hairspray? And I'll close with fireside chat. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Fireside Chat. I encourage you to get comfy, ideally beside a crackling fire, with your slippers and cardigan and a hot drink, a dog at your feet. I have Roscoe at mine. Yes, girl, you're such a pretty dog. So in short, pull up a fireside with me. Phew, they can get pretty hot pretty fast. Of course, if you do have a fire, you want to locate your pet quickly, which is why it's a good idea to have your pet with you at the first sign of smoke. It's really starting to smell strong now. Instead of trying to put the fire out yourself, it's better to just escape and then call the fire department. It's coming through the wall. Come on, Roscoe. Ah! Tune in next time. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it.
Everybody unmute. Give it up for Marilee Johnson.
Yeah, Marilee.
It was
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
That was
much.
great.
It's
Thank
been
you.
stuck in my head for like a year.
I love the beauty of your tenor phrase, and the fact that you get, because for me, for instance, it's very hard to do humor, like I'm always like this serious, aggressive poet. Like it's so hard for me to do humor, and you do it so easily. It's like at the tip of your fingers, and that's such a beautiful thing to witness. I'll
Thank
keep
you.
training and try to be lighter than before.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really awesome. That was so
My
different.
my
I loved
cheeks
it. It
hurt from
was so
smiling too
much
much.
fun. That like just from beginning to end, that was just so cool. Thank you for sharing all that.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. Oh man, that was so awesome. On deck, we have Zamkanto. But coming up, let's hear it for Baba and Goma. Woo! Whenever you're ready to unmute.
You're muted, Babangum. You're muted.
Yeah, is that better? Aha. So I'm gonna do a short poem from my book. I didn't come here to tap dance, and then I'm gonna do this song from my album. This poem is called Funktastic. If I were meant to be controlled, I would have come with a remote. But funk is eternal, so I'm real careful where I stick my finger, because I know bullshit when I smell it. And if these elections were effective, they'd be illegal. I'm praying that my folk go out and feel the burn. It's the only way to expose the truth. But if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on corruption, because these motherfuckers trying to start something and soup's coming to a boil. I ain't feeling the flavor, so I'm playing two sides against the middle using my MasterCard, charging tokens on the Black Star Line, just in case things get foul. Because word is out that even the Pope is building an army. Armageddon might be more than gibberish in the Holy Babel, and I got legged by on speed dial. My advice to you is that we gotta unite to shift this paradigm. I got 7 Babalawos on standby. I'm on that mothership. Meanwhile, I hope y'all been doing your third eye lid lifts.
Hold on. I gotta stop you that last line right. I hope you've been doing your third eye lid lifts. What? Yo, I love you, Baba.
Let me see if I can get this guitar in this little space that I'm in. I'm not amplified, so you let me know if you hear.
Nah, not really. You might need it. Do you have the original sound turned on?
So what?
Do
Oh,
you
wait
do
a
you
minute.
have your original sound? Yeah, make sure your original sounds.
Now.
All right. Now we can hear you. Good job.
Going down to the crossroads, had a little talk with a shoe. Going down to the crossroads, yeah. Had a little talk with a shoe. Say things ain't looking too good, Baba B. Tell me what I could do. Well, the first thing you can do, well, tell folk I'm not the devil, no. Well, the first thing you can do, well, tell folk I'm not the devil. Just so you know, the devil is the one that does the evil. Well, I know that's the truth, yeah. That's why I sing this song. Well, I know that's the truth. That's why I sing the song. I know you're the one who determines what's right from wrong. Oh, issue, Baba Legba, Leroy Head. How did you get such a bad name? Oh, Papa Legba, how did you get such a bad name? Well, the real devil worshippers needed somebody to blame. Papa Legba, tell me now, what's your occupation? Oh, Papa Legba, what's your occupation? Well, I stand at the crossroads, delivering your prayers from earth to heaven. Oh, Papa Legba, Leroy, Eshu. Well, I need you. You know, been down on my luck. Oh, Papa Legba, you know, been down on my luck. Well, I hear you the king of calories. There's money. Please bring me big bucks. Oh, Papa Legba, what can I bring you? Oh, Papa Legba, what can I bring you? Palm oil, dried fish, well, yeah, and a little gin or do. Well, I went down to the crossroad, had a little talk with a shoe. Well, I went down to the crossroads, yeah. Had a little talk with a shoe. Say things ain't looking too good, Baba me. Well, tell me what I can do. Yo. Oh.
Everybody unmute for Baba.
Baba and Goma, brother. That
Baba
was
Wengoma, the father of song in our language,
right.
Zulu. Baba Wengo.
Beautiful.
Yes, man. You always show up and show out, man. You know.
Trying to be like you.
Ah, man, I'm trying to be like you. Only
Right.
if I had like a couple of instruments in my arms, and you do it, man. Like you have some of the most intricate topics to choose as well, and I love how you get intimate with them when you get inside their core, man. That's a joy to watch. One love.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I was sitting here swaying and everything. Thank you. Thank you for blessing us.
Thanks for having
On deck, we have Parquillian. But first, everybody give it up for this Friday's Open Minds, Open Mic feature, Zancato, whenever you're ready.
One love.
me.
So
Might have to watch that.
the poem I'm
Yeah, you
gonna
don't
read
want to miss this
first.
Friday.
The poem I'm gonna read first is from Ray Jane, right? And the poem is called 13. 13. Colonies colonized me, hung me from every tree. 13. Amendments amending me with moniker of beast. 13. Reasons to continue slavery, unreasonable, to grab for free, treat me like I'm only 3/5 complete. 13. Stripes on flag, naked ropes noosing, seams a ripping, winds of change whipping, white, so red, but America been creeping. 13. So mean, got elevators jumping from 12 to 15. Most salient curse I've seen while alive, but then there was 45. The next one, is called I Would Run into a Burning Building. I would run into a burning building if I knew someone put our love on fire. And if the arsonist was you, I would chase you several blocks, breathless, just to ask what's your choice of flame, because that fire totally engulfed my name, and it would take a whole ocean to put out its syllables. I envy you for having seen the ocean. In my dreams, I ride on the backs of whales and swim with dolphins that have never seen land. So as they dream to touch the sand, I dream to see the ocean, to belong to its vastness and elasticity. And here I am on the shore, still waiting for the butter trade of my dreams, the brass taps of music to my soul. I would run into a burning building soaked in gasoline just to enjoy the match you throw at me to ignite my spirit. Have my dreadlock consume me and all the mind games my brain played with your favorite photograph, the one where you are speed walking down a highway that I drove down. I would interrupt your day and have you look into my side mirror to confirm how beautiful you are. I would run into a burning building just to prove that I can walk through fire. Emerge unscorched only if you are the fire hydrant. Make it known that loving a migrant like me is brave, since I could be deported and all I want is to be inside the country called your arms. Turn me into your ghost rider when your lips interlock with mine and your tongue strikes a match on the roof of my mouth. I would ride into a burning building knowing it is reckless to do wheelies on the edge of your smile, but do them anyway. Until the tires of my favorite love song smell like rubber trees and the skid marks appear like handwritten love letters on each eyelash above the eyes of God. I would run into a burning building like a firefighter who neglected his own house on fire to attend to yours, with a whole ocean to pour into the coals that threaten to burn your soul, because burning buildings are familiar to me. And my deepest regret would be to not rescue my wife-to-be, Zomkond.
Everybody on mute and give it up for some canto.
That was so
Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah.
To be loved by
Contato.
Don.
I'm so excited for Friday, brother.
Yes, I can't wait. That's gonna be so fire. I can't freaking wait. Well, every Friday is fire, but some canto's gonna bring the fire.
Yeah. For
It's
sure.
been too long since I've heard your words. Just beautiful.
Cool.
Okay, on deck we have Marianne Tech, but everybody give it up for Parquillian. Woo, whenever you're ready.
All right. Thank you so much. Seeing everybody here. Great stuff tonight.
Mhm.
So let's start with one of fairly recent poem of mine that I've been working on that's a little different than my usual stuff. This is called Allergic Reaction, Trypanophobia. For 10 years, I felt the sting of the needle each week at a series of houses nearby between trips to the house in the woods. They told me they had to hold me down in that chair right there to do the tests when I was only 4. The serum would enter and lighten the load of violent reactions to the pollen of trees and ragweed, grass, and dust. The sight of the needle became second nature. For years, it held no fear for me. But that was long ago. And then that's about getting allergy shots for 10 years when I was a kid. Glad that the allergy season's coming to an end here, and then I have much less allergies than I did as a kid due to those shots. But so I thought I'd follow up with a poem in the same theme, except a little bit more lighthearted. This is one I found called Allergy by Lindsay Laurie. Allergy. I was sitting outside in the garden and stroking my cat on the back when I must have brushed on a flower, which angered a wild bee to attack. Accidentally, I made a mistake that brought me to my knees, and now I've been diagnosed that I'm quite allergic to bees. Well, it's not just the presence of bees or a problem with bees on the wing, but it's usually a flower or hive that induces the insect to sting. I've been stung wearing no shoes, inadvertently touching a hive, had black eyes and swelling and eczema, but been lucky enough to survive. So the doc says I must be allergic, for apatoxin has built up in me. Now he sent me for allergen tests to stave off bee inflammatory. While sitting in the waiting room, a mother and daughter walked in, so we started to make conversation on allergens which affect us within. The daughter, she held up her hand, displaying a band on her wrist. It's a band for medicinal alert for her allergies that do persist. She's allergic to peanuts and eggs, wheat, seafood, and cottage cheese. Now they're worried about chocolate, but nothing was said about bees. I asked her if cats were a problem, but her answer was downbeat and flat. She lifted her eyebrows and shrugged. I don't know. I've never eaten a cat. And thank you very much.
Everybody unmute and give it up for Parquillian.
Nice
Nice,
one,
man.
Martin.
Fun, Brilliant. I love it.
I love people who write in their own lane, you know, like in their own space. It's almost like you are in your own, you know, shadow that's out there in space and writing good notes right back to the world, man. That's
And
beautiful.
and I love almost all of your pieces, whether they be about like atrocities or just a negative, or you still bring this like this childish wonder, this
Oh, nice,
curiosity,
nice
this
praise.
whimsy.
Childish wonder.
Yeah, like
Childish
every
wonder.
time,
I
like
love
that
that.
poem there, like I have allergies. I have sneezed my butt out, especially moving up here to BC. Now I'm around all these trees that I didn't know I was allergic to, and so
Right.
like I could feel that, and like, but still like just the childish wonder and just joy, like the playfulness in your work, like it's just yeah, I love listening to your stuff. Man. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Just to clarify, the second one was a cover, but it reminded
Okay.
me of Mara Lee's works. Sure. Thank you.
Give it up one more time.
Yeah, parkour.
Yes, Slade. Okay, on deck, we have Julian Matthews, But first, let's give it up for Marianne Teff. Woo! Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, C. Thank you so much, Open Minds, Open Mics. This is a kind of a cool night for me. Exactly 2 years ago to the day, I was celebrating the launch of my first poetry collection, Full Moon Fire, on stage in St. Martin, where I lived at that time, with 3 local poets, including my daughter, who is a songwriter and vocalist, and 10 poets from around the world, including Julian Matthews and Zomkonto. 5 years before that, one of those poets, Fabian Badajo, wrote this book, Seasons of Storms, after the passing of Hurricane Irma, which devastated the island of St. Martin and others that September. And I'd like to share a piece from Fabian first. Found my roof in the pond. The sun has fallen into the pond, and the hills hang between clouds like black kerchiefs on a clothesline. The shadow, I know that shadow. It has not lost its swagger. That's my shadow, dusting the crystal face of the pond. I found the zinc sheet that was once my roof in the overcrowded graveyard pond and asked it to tell the moon I'll be on the next spaceship as the commander of the crew, not like one of my great-great-grandfathers whose skeleton was hurled overboard from the putrid bowels of a slave ship. Thank you. That's from Season of Storms, SOS, by the St. Martin poet Fabian Badajo. And we somehow got past Irma, and many are still completing that journey in St. Martin and elsewhere. And today I was speaking a couple of times about the notion of hope. And this poem I wrote this afternoon, it's called Thermoclines. When high-strung earth spreads her arms wide, as if to cross the line like an exhausted miler running out of time, oceans of memories tumble only to stumble in the shallows of a fluid shore. Tsunami eviscerates all emotion known before, and you stand amidst the rubble. You ask yourself, why you? Why again? But you know it is not again, for what arises on an ungimbaled horizon in those seismic gyrations, that most ancient heat the world has ever known, uncooled in its passage through thermoclines and coral vines and salt that scours what does not falter in those most fragile hours, is hope. Where there is hope, there is no why again. There is only still. Thank you, poets.
Ooh, everybody unmute and give it up for the beautiful Marianne Teff.
Lovely, Marianne.
That was awesome.
I love how you ended it too, like because the very essence of hope is for there to be stillness, you know, like where you pause and reflect on things, you know, and not be too anxious, because hope doesn't love anxiety that way, you know. Hope is about stillness, so that was a beautiful way to end a piece on hope. One love.
Yes. Marianne, all I want to say is I need you to sing me lullabies at night because your voice is just so soothing. And the moment you started, I had to get closer because you just like pulled me in, and I just wanted to take a pillow and blanket and just listen.
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Oh man, beautiful. All righty. On deck, we have Terry Rose. But first, give it up for Julian Matthews. News. Woo! Whenever you're ready.
Hi. Two personifications poems. This first one is called Washing Machine. I've started to emit a sound. Not squeaky like a church mouse and less screechy than a train stopping, but more like the croon of a cruising Kawasaki about to execute my own stunt. I sometimes dream of taking off on a run, leaving the drudgery of this wash and spin cycles behind, water in, water out, water in, water out, ho hum, hum drum, agitating grunge and grime, sweat and stains, all this soapy cereal binging, in front loader hot tubbing with their dirty linen and spelunking with privately of course. But I'm no gentle and only have shrunken laundry balls to show for it after every rumble and tumble like leaves at the bottom of an empty teacup, with no one to divine the meaning from all this cleaning. But I don't spill tea about whose underwear has been where. Besides, at the factory we were sworn to secrecy. What goes in the wash stays in the wash. I'm too PC to be gossipy. Just glad I wasn't in the assembly line next door that was making WCs. I'd rather clean clothes than be a flushing commode that can only dream of being in that scene on Train Spotting. I'd rather be in everything, everywhere, all at once. The laundromat backdrop with Short Round and Michelle Yeoh in the multiverse kicking butt. Why do you poo poo my ambition? I want to be a quantum leap digital spinner, not an analog detergent insurgent, nor your lowly sudsy servant. If only Simon had appliances got talent. I'd get that golden buzzer. I'm a winner, not a whiner, a doer, not a ruer. Come closer. Listen in. You can hear the ghost in this machine sing. Thank you. The next one is about a box of toothpicks. There are 300 pieces in this tiny box. Uh, it's about I'm one of 300. I arrow dive inside you, braving canines and cavities. You stick me deep into the cavern of your maw without a torch to guide me. I blindly poke and prod, jab and stab, find the offending dental detritus, crusty remnants in crevices, moochers in rent-free places, then evict them like freeloading interlopers. It used to be popcorn kernels, potato chips, or hard candy bits. Now it's fish bones, pork crackling, or a piece of steak rib. Sometimes I smell wine, whiskey, or beer. I'm a teetotaler and never a partaker. It irks me you constantly libate, but I'm no hater. I'm just here to shake off those stubborn Morla squatters and their pesky pit posse from ye precious grills. I'm no gold digger either, just your part-time cake hole lover, your oral foo fighter, straight and narrow animal protector. I prevent expensive visits to those overpaid mouth plumbers, mass drillers and fillers, rinse and repeat jerkers. I'm your budget mercenary, the quick fixer, a speedy in and out bugger, leaving no doubt that lingering louts are loosed and you can tighten the screws in your pout. And of course, shut that loud mouth that's constantly getting you in trouble and smile confidently once again after you discard me, your single use, woody friend, your martyr for unholy causes, to deny dentistry and go beyond. Thank you.
Woo, everybody.
Woohoo! Yeah,
Woo,
brother.
everybody
Yeah, that was
unmute and give it
on.
up for
man, like
Julian
Yes,
Matthews.
indeed. I
you gotta
loved
When
it.
he
give
I
it a
said,
loved
I
it. I
don't want to
loved
billion,
be
it,
no
man.
man.
analog detergent insurgent, your
Oh my
sudsies
God.
Julian
servant,
just saying
like,
some of
hey,
the
right.
Julian just saying
That
some
was
of the wildest
that,
lines, man.
that was brilliant.
You
That was
It
martyr,
really
brilliant, man.
can
you
go.
That
martyr
was
for
brilliant.
Yeah.
unholy causes. Come on now, stop, man. Yeah,
Yes,
stop.
indeed.
You know what I mean?
That was
You
brilliant, my man.
martyr for unholy causes.
That was brilliant, my man. Brilliant.
Great to
Love it.
hear those.
You crazy, man. Julian is crazy, man. Like, oh man. That pen, that pen, man, you have one of the wildest pens in the poetry verse, man. One love.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for that, Julian. Thank you for sharing. On deck, we have Mr. Wits the poet. But first, give it up for Terry Rose. Woo! Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. I was born ready. So this poem is about when you lose the heel off of a shoe. It was the prompt. Ready? In the days of a blown out flip flop, it was a step up, pun intended, to lose the heel of a better looking shoe. However inconvenient that may be. The fuchsia silky platform that was still not high enough to keep it from catching the hem of the gown I wore to the second chance prom, which almost sent me tumbling to the ground a number of times, the hot pink cotton candy cloud I was riding on melted, and my embarrassment turned to anger when I realized it was not a manufacturer malfunction causing me to slip. It was the dip that was my date, not watching where he lit. Which just goes to show that it doesn't matter if you're old or young, your prom date will be dumb. Momentarily, I fancied throwing both shoes at him, but I kept my composure, only after briefly losing it to strongly suggest in a very loud tone that he remove himself from the train of my dress. What a mess. Needless to say, we were no longer candidates for prom king or queen. And I have another prompt that I did in a thin vocabulary. Wake up and write this past Saturday. New shit. So this is just like some prompts, some word prompts, and I just wrote a little bit after each one. Past. A revelation about my dark past. It smelled like vomit and stale cigarettes and looked like a dirty ashtray filled with regrets next to a tear-stained bar glass light. No amount of showering will ever make it clean. Present. My current present situation is filled with multicolored fluffy pillows and warm dog cuddled in blankets, binged Prime Video, gobbled up classics with sweet scented candles and coffee. Fear is the root of the rotted family tree that prevents me from making any real connection with another human. Courage is when I grab, pull, and twist fear into a crumbling mass collapsed at my feet and proceed without looking back on my ancestral path. Truth is like trying to grab the brass ring at the carousel that was not there, details embellished for the enrichment of the story, tailored to fit the storyteller, and gets muddled over time. Lies are millions and multiply daily like undiscovered galaxies, are believed they derive from pure evil, but I know they were born from the failed human experiment. Defiance is when my dog looks at me in the eye after giving a command and does something else. Obedience. On those rare occasions when my dog listens and obeys a command, she gets a reward. Healing is the 24/7 state of my unforgiving bloody heart gushing over past loves and making a fucking mess of anything it touches, knowing the whole time all it had to do to get back home was to click its ruby heels together 3 times. But when home is toxic, 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 it must go to AA, NA, and Codependent Anonymous. Pain is knowing you do not have much time left to fix what you have broken. Thanks.
That codependent anonymous line was dope. That was nice. That was nice.
Good job, Terry.
Ooh, Everybody unmute and give it up for Terry Rose. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Terry.
That first piece was hilarious. That second piece had a great ending to it. I love the way you summed it up.
Yo,
Thanks.
so on deck, we've got this man right here, Jackson Riley, who's going to be co-hosting Come As You Are. This Thursday is the premiere episode. Make sure you guys are there. The room will open at 5:30 Eastern, but the show will start around 6. We want to give people time and then start it there, because then after the show, you guys can head over to New York and share all that wet paint you just made. But yeah, so on deck is Jackson Riley. But coming up next, we've got the guest coach on Saturday's Slam Jam, Mr. Witz. Witz, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we'd appreciate it, brother.
Blessings, family. Forgive me for missing most of tonight's show. I was kind of jumping back and forth, trying to show support to several rooms tonight. So I'm just gracious to be here with you all. This first piece I wrote about maybe 35 minutes ago. It's titled My Pain Tastes Like.
You shit.
It's anniversary time. Pop open the bottle. We're gonna drink and reminisce on yesterday again. When my hair was the butt of your jokes and your laughter volumed the room better than this glass. And I'll drink to that because at least there, your face was full like dark liquor in a bottle. It's awkward toasting your presence when all we have is memories. I poured out enough to raise a graveyard of alcoholics from their graves. And every sip is like swallowing a coin, trying to dial back the times when phone booths exist so I could get another chance to get it right and show you there's a better way. And I hurt like I took fire from the wave of hate Black boys have for each other. It pains me to have to pin this, but I will do my best to express it. My pain tastes like gun smoke flavored mayo spread on finger food, dead body sandwiches, because I see Black boys making food of each other the way white women make potato salad. My pain tastes like a red rum goblet funneled in my throat like a ritual, the way blood feeds the street where we are from, and it's usually the neighborhood who spilled it. My pain tastes like a revenge platter, a smorgasbord of faux faces cut from the neck. The only thing that makes me feel accomplished is having seconds in your name, drinks in your honor, sauces from cheek to cheek, and I won't wipe any food from my mouth. I'll let it dry right there on my face so I can savor the taste. And I hate being an addition to the demise of brown-skinned youth, but I miss you enough to stain my soul so that you are forever praised. But it's your anniversary, your moment, a call for celebration. The day the death certificate was contracted with your name on it, and my pain tastes like a broken heart. That's the first one. This piece is entitled, You Used to Be Able to Identify. There's a wave of violence, an incursion of misfits, an alarming affliction of threats to our society. Ever since COVID masked the world, we had to bear witness to a new strand of bandits, bandana and ski mask wearing outlaws, outfitted for wrongdoing. A shred of foot soldiers banded together, something like a crime syndicate, turning our streets to a weaponized environment ready for mortal combat. Meanwhile, most people are hardly prepared to be basic civilians. The jig is up on these politicians, but the people have taken it out on the community. The clothing and jewelry store snatch and grab licks, the motorbikes, the vehicular hijacks, the pocketbooks and handbooks taking off of women, public rapings, the escalation of missing children. While our law enforcement officers are still killing innocent people during traffic stops. Chaos under the mask fact of how COVID trained we are to be distant from each other. 6 feet of arm reach is something like 6 feet to a grave, more than enough space to see how thick the tension is in the air, and no one's suiting up to protect our cities. There's no mass hero taking a stand against crime. The media is warning us to prepare ourselves for what is next to come, as if we need a better reason to shoot upon approach and ask questions later. They've turned us on ourselves with a controlled food supply. They've watched how we fought over sheet sales on Black Fridays, a broadcasted demand for toilet paper, had us making an ass out of ourselves. Now we're masked up, eager to harm one another through a new wave of violence. We used to be able to identify who the bad guys are. It seems today anyone can be a villain. Every worn mask is a person in disguise, and no one is suited up to be a hero and defend against the bad guys just the way they want it. A city, a world of chaotic behavior based people killing each other, a place to base a military setting after issuing martial law, an open grave invitation for you to state what it is you are willing to die for. Because obviously, no one's ready to die for the current state of humanity. I guess that's why, with all the masked faces, there have been no heroes. Yet in abundance, fallen stars. We used to be able to identify with who the bad guys are.
Woo! Everybody unmute and give it up for Mr. Wits the Poet. That was incredible and
Thank you so
powerful.
much.
Yo,
Fucking
you're
awesome.
the voice of our generation,
So
bro.
good to see
Like
you.
That is
you
like
gonna change the
man,
world, yo. Like straight up, man. We need you talking to these politicians and these world leaders, bro. Like
yeah. That is so
Wonderful.
telling of the times too. Like we used to be able to identify who these bad guys were. It's so crazy now that you don't even know who a bad guy is because they got money to buy their goodness. Like
Oh,
they got
wow.
money to buy kindness. Like, oh, I'm the kind guy. I'm throwing money all around. So I'm not the bad guy right here. So you can't even identify, that's brilliant, man. And like you have a way of telling truth to power that I admire as much as I think everyone else in this room admires. One love, man.
Blessings to you all. Again, I hate to have missed so much. I know so much beautiful spirits in here, and I love to hear everyone um, express
well, you can
themselves.
always check the YouTube, and tomorrow you're gonna be the guest coach at Slam Jam, so you get to hear us all over again, yo. Like, I'm excited for that.
Awesome. Thank you again for having me.
We love you, brother.
Love you too.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. What's the Poet. Everybody is fucking slaying tonight. Woo! On deck, we have Thomas Mind's open mic. But first, everybody give it up for my Thursday co-host, co-host, Jackson Riley.
Yeah. Woo! Wow. I'll take Hocoast. I'll take that. That is a tough act to follow. Wow. Um, uh, I have two things I wanted to share today. One is an original poem of mine, and anyone who's heard me in Chaos Magic before knows I like to do covers of songs, and particularly pop songs. And my favorite artist, Kendrick Lamar, just announced that he is doing the Super Bowl halftime show. So I wanted to do one of my favorite songs of his as a tribute. But my poem first is called "In the Court of Geppetto." It's one that I wrote when someone asked me, "Why don't you write something happy? Like all your poems are um, all your poems are a little heavy. They're a little sad. Why don't you write something happy?" And this was my response to that. Let us for once think happy thoughts and write a little happy song, a saccharine jaunt, a goofy, zany, quirky little sing along for happy dads of little happy children with a happy mom, perched happily on the happy porch of their happy home as their happy dog runs round and round, pursuing its happy tail across their happy lawn, a rootin' tootin' romp for happy masses vast as Genghis Khan's progeny serve sweet as happy churros alongside happy flan, a happy little Khan to touch the heart of every happy John and happy Jane and happy king and happy queen and happy pawn, happy big and small in rain or shine from dusk till happy dawn, happy people always happy, happily waving happy fronds at happy passerby to happily let them know that they belong, in a happy world persisting on and on for happy long eons, till the earth explodes in a happy bomb of happy light. Oh, happy song, happy, 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 happy. Is there anything wrong with being happy all the time, or at least till all the happy's gone? And then this is a cover the Kendrick Lamar song "Mother I Sober." I'm sensitive. I feel everything. I feel everybody. One man standing on two words, heal everybody. Transformation, then reciprocation. Karma must return. Heal myself, secrets that I hide, buried in these words. Death threats, ego must die. But I let it purge, pacify. Broken pieces of me. It was all a blur. Mother cried. Put they hands on her. It was family ties. I heard it all. I should have grabbed a gun, but I was only 5. I still feel it, weighing on my heart, my first tough decision, in the shadows, clinging to my soul as my only critic. Where is my faith? I told you I was Christian, but just not today. I transformed. praying to the trees. God is taking shape. My mother's mother followed me for years in her afterlife, staring at me on back of some buses. I wake up at night, loved her dearly, traded in my tears for a Range Rover transformation. You felt grief till you felt it sober. I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. Oh, I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. I remember looking in the mirror, knowing I was gifted, only child, me for 7 years, everything for Christmas, family ties. They accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't. Frozen moments, still holding on it, hard to trust myself. I started rhyming, coping mechanisms to lift up myself, talked to my lawyer, told me not to be so hard on myself. He has an aura I hope to achieve. If I find some help, congratulations. Made it to be famous, still I feel uneasy, water watching. Live my life in nature, only thing relieves me, spirit guide. Whisper in my ear, tell me that she sees me. Did he touch you? I said no again. Still, they didn't believe me. Mother's brother said he got revenge for my mother's face, black and blue, the image of my queen that I can't erase till this day. Can't look her in the eyes. Pain is taking over. Blame myself. You never felt guilt till you felt it sober. I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. Oh, I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. I was never high. I was never drunk, never out of my mind. I need control. They handed me some smoke, but still I declined. I did it sober. Sitting with myself, I went through all emotions, no dependence, except for one. Let me bring you closer, intoxicated. There's a lustful nature that I failed to mention, insecurities that I project, sleeping with other women. Whitney's hurt, the purest soul I know. I found her in the kitchen asking God, where did I lose myself and can it be forgiven? Broke me down. She looked me in the eyes. Is there an addiction? I said no, but this time I lied. I knew that I can't fix it, pure soul, even in her pain. No, she cared for me, gave me a number, said she recommended some therapy. I asked my mama why she didn't believe me. When I told her no, I never knew. She was violated in Chicago. I'm sympathetic. Told me that she feared it happened to me for my protection. Though it never happened, she wouldn't agree. Now I'm affected. 20 years later, trauma has resurfaced, amplified. As I write this song, I shiver because I'm nervous. I was 5, questioning myself alone for many years. Nothing's wrong, just results on how them questions made me feel. I made it home. 7 years of tour chasing manhood, but Whitney's gone. By the time you hear this song, she did all she could. All those women gave me superpowers. What I thought I lacked, I pray our children don't inherit me and feelings I attract. A conversation not being addressed in Black families. The devastation haunting generations in humanity. They raped our mothers, then they raped our sisters, then they made us watch, then made us rape each other. Psychotic torture between our lives, we ain't recovered. Still living as victims in the public eyes who pledge allegiance. Every other brother has been compromised. I know the secrets. Every other rapper sexually abused. I see them daily, burying their pain in chains and tattoos. So listen close before you start to pass judgment on how we move. Learn how he cope. Whenever his uncle had to walk him from school, his anger grows deep in misogyny. This is post-traumatic. Black families in a sodomy today is still active. So I set free myself from all the guilt that I thought I made. So I set free my mother, all the hurt that she titled shame. So I set free my cousin, chaotic, for my mother's pain. I hope Hakeem made you proud, because you ain't die in vain. So I set free the power of Whitney. May she heal us all. So I set free our children. May good karma keep them with God. So I set free the hearts filled with hatred. Keep our bodies sacred. So I set free all you abusers. This is transformation. I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. Oh, I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself. Thank you.
Wow, everybody unmute for Jackson Riley.
Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah, you chose one of the best albums from the whole Kendrick catalog, man. I feel I feel like people haven't really given the chance to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, because I think that that's one of the most poetic albums that Ken has done, you know. And you chose a good one there because it explains the fractured relationship that happened with his wife and everything. And I guess that's why Drake like took took a cheap shot using those words from particularly that song, you know. But yeah, that's very poetic right there. And your poem was also written in the most beautiful of ways. One love.
Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Everybody give it up one more time for Jackson Riley. And
Great job,
also,
Jackson.
Jackson is going to be taking over as co-host for the night. So go on, Jackson.
Beautiful, right?
What up, guys? What up? Next up, we have the man, Mr. Open Minds himself, Thomas. You ready, dog?
Yeah, I'm ready. I think before I get into, I got two covers I'm gonna do. One's pretty short. But I wanna direct y'all's attention to the chat there. We posted it on Instagram. We're going to be doing a tarot inspired workshops called Magic Moments with Emily Cortez, Whisper Poet, and Catalyst. Doing tarot readings. It's gonna be a fun workshop. We'll do a group reading of the room. There'll be breakout rooms where you get a personalized tarot reading, and then take one piece from that to add to the ever building prompt. So by the end of the show, we'll have this great prompt. All proceeds will go to Magus himself, his family, help Marianne out with all the costs and stuff. So it's a fundraising event. The tickets are on sale now from Eventbrite. There's different levels. You can either get the tarot reading, join the workshop, the open mind, or just be there to be there. And donations are always welcome too. And if you really want to be there but you don't have the funds, message my beautiful wife Catalyst. I'm sure she could figure something out. But yeah, and then Thursday we got Come As You Are, this amazing workshop, inspired open mic with like a mental health check-in, hosted by C. Santos and Jackson Riley. So I'm really excited for that because now I get to write more. Because I have two covers for you guys tonight because I haven't been writing much. So this first cover was actually written today by a wonderful poet who unfortunately had to leave a little early because of an appointment, but I'm still gonna read it because we love you, Sophia, and it was so good seeing you back. So this is Sophia just wrote this today, and I has actually never performed it, so I'm premiering one of Sophia Falco's poems here. So I'm gonna do my best, right? Overflowing with gratitude, making it out from the depths of despair. Please take care. Every day is a gift for someone or something. Shooting hoops with a healthy hand, absorbing the sea breeze. Waves dancing to the beat of their own drum. Forget about surveillance cameras tracking every move like a tiger does for its prey. Tony the Tiger is a familiar, friendly face. I cannot emphasize gratitude enough. There was nowhere to run or hide, just in the Wild West. West Coast, baby. Protection without a shield, strategic of my words to escape to the other side. Foo Fighters said, but here we are now. Maybe it should be, and here we are now, 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 now. Precious, more precious than gold. Love, well, love is, love is love. And that was a free write from Sophia Falco today. Um, yeah. And then I got another cover for y'all, which is from this handsome gentleman right here in one of these squares. Y'all see him there with that big old smile. Yeah, our Friday's feature, Zamkanto. And this is called Back in the Day. Back in the day, you could order true love with French fries on the side because you knew the farmer was in anti-chemicals. And the French kisses were just a bonus because you wanted lips soaked in the very energy of I love you. I am so happy you are here. Then love got cancerous, and you could walk down the streets counting dozens of open mouths that had sores from carrying love on their lips, and it saddened songbirds. How many people choose to stay inside more? See, back in the day wasn't even so back in the day because we used sundials to calculate time. So the sand was always put to good use. Compared to now where all sand is thrown into fresh graves. No one is left for our gardens because even roses got darker and darker until each petal looked like Grim Reaper's coat. Remember when you could gloat about good neighbors? Now all this carentology has neighbors complaining about your raking leaves, then asking if your tree needs some water. Back in the day, a tree could grow so wide it fed fruit to the other side of the fence. Now even trees have grown T-Rex branches. And the authorities have placed taxes on each apple, and Judas now sells each branch to a logger for 30 pieces of silver. See, back in the day, even days themselves had names. Now it's meet you whenever, as if we truly have that much time in the world. And when people die, when you die, people flock to the grave like flies on shit, knowing damn well they'll continuously shat on your legacy, and the smell never bothers them at all. Because they would love to have watched you lived as you decompose. But back in the day was suspicious too. Because no matter how much it warned us about today, we were so damn sure back in the day would remain what it was. So when we started losing the things we love, the clock was too old to be unwound. Back in the day, tried to warn us that there were so many sewers that can burst at that very same moment when everything smells like heaven. And that when it overspills, you won't be able to tell which is hell and which isn't. Back in the day, you could have never doubted each heaven you visit because real angels resided there. That was back in the day. Sam Kanto, thank you for sharing that with me and let me read it. Appreciate you, brother.
Beautiful covers. Beautiful covers. Everyone unmute and give it up for Thomas.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you so much for reading that. I truly appreciate it. I might actually throw that into the Friday mix actually, because I love that one. It's actually a very personal one. Back in the day, it's a truly personal one because back in the day, you know, back in the day, you could just all of these things were so simple and so easy to do, so Now everything is complicated. People are not, the same that they were back in the day, So thank you.
Very well read, Thomas. Good choices.
I didn't even choose. I just asked to read these poems, and that's what they blessed me to read. And it was my first reading, so I'm sure I butchered some of it, but yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah. Coming up next on the mic, our last poet of the night, but we like to say the best for last because you can never forget about Dre. The host of so many amazing things, has been doing so much great things for Open Minds, yo. I want you guys real quick just to shout him out as a host before you hear him. Just in your heads right now, if you want to unmute, just give all the love you got for Dre for holding down Open Minds for us, man, and doing his thing, man.
Dre is one of the realest, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now host and set aside too. This motherfucker got some fire in his pen. Dre, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, brother, I greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you all. And really thank everybody here for making tonight as special as it is. Because all y'all are special, definitely. Takes a lot to make a stew, and all of us are just some fun ingredients that makes a nice spicy little gumbo here. And with that said, I got a cover and I got some newish shit. Well, like new shit, but like newish shit on top of it. Unflushed shit. Anyway, let's do the cover first. I felt somewhat compelled to do this cover of a song. I'm not gonna sing because fuck that. My voice ain't ready for that shit. So I felt the need to read Ceremony by Joy Division. It was Ian Curtis's last written song. Uh, so here it goes. This is why events unnerve me. They find it all a different story. Notice whom for wheels are turning. Turn again and turn towards this time. All she asks is strength to hold me. Then again, the same old story. Word will travel oh so quickly. Travel first and lean towards this time. Well, break 'em down, no mercy shown. Heaven knows it's got to be this time. Watching her, these things she said, the time she cried, too frail to wake this time. Well, break 'em down, no mercy shown. Heaven knows it's got to be this time. Avenues all lined with trees. Picture me, and then you'll start watching, watching forever, forever. Watching love grow, forever. Letting me know, forever. And that was Joy Division Ceremony. So there's that cover. Now here's the newest shit. New shit that hasn't been flushed. Did this on a slam jam, but with more clarity, this came out. So here's this. Nobody has made this harder to do before. Letting go the pieces you filled in so perfectly was like undoing the sutures of the wounds we cleaned up ourselves. Hurting as much as the realization of the fact that the deeper in love we go, the more painful it's going to be, knowing of the inevitability, knowing of my incapability of being comfortable with your unavailabilities when you're tending to your other relationships, you see. Polyamory isn't for me. I guess I love selfishly and mindfully. The more I love you, the more it kills me. And I hate learning this at your expense, for we truly sensed and witnessed undeniable magic. I don't want to repress and later express how my heart, mind, and soul is a big fucking mess because I stress on how your perfect caresses aren't just for my own physical and spiritual catharsis. I mind myself I find myself helplessly unable to shapeshift my heart for you in this way. Perhaps this is the universe's way of punishing me for the ways I've let good things go to waste in the past, for not having the flexibility in my heart space, just reminding me that I am incapable of being mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable to be involved in this fable of romance. My heart's intimate space is condemned for demolition. Despite recent renovations to keep it prosperous, this perfect storm recreated has flooded me with inexplicable amounts of sadness, knowing all the ways you broke the mold and how we mold together so beautifully. No poetry can express how deeply it breaks my heart to know that I found pretty much the person of my dreams, maybe the love of my life, and I can't commit. I accept this curse of loving you from a distance. I don't want to do this with another. There's no point in trying anymore. You were it. In the words of Donald Glover's character from Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit. I am tired of opening and closing doors. I'm tired of opening myself up and frantically putting myself back together again and again and again. And I'm tired of barbed wire regrets scraping deep into my heart and soul. Heartbreak is typically a death match you don't sign up for, but we built this angle up for months, scorching white hot heat with poem after poem, night after night, with such a myriadic blow off that sent us cosmically careening in the vastness of space in different directions, free falling into different dimensions. We did it. We made heartbreaking into something beautiful. This is what it's like to bleed beautifully, to have had beautifully, to lose beautifully. May you continue to live beautifully. Don't you worry about me. Know that one day I'll die beautifully with a smile on my face. You'll be my last thought, your first name, my final prayer. Poem.
Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Dre Reyes.
Man, that's a sad poem, fam.
Very
That's a sad
sad,
poem.
beautiful.
You always
Telling you, your
come with
boy
that,
got range, man.
I love the depth of your storytelling. I mean, you have a certain degree of like you put all the pieces together to an angry poem, a sad poem, a smiling poem. You know how to put those pieces together, and I respect you for that. One love.
Your boy got range. Whether you're
Yeah,
making us laughing or crying, bro, or feeling
yeah,
some, or
one love for
remembering
sure.
some, or anything, man, like you hit it on the head every time. It doesn't matter what the genre of the poem is or what the feeling is you're trying to make us feel. You make us feel it. You make us feel hungry. You make us laugh. You make us cry. You make us feel pain. Like everything that each one of your poems set out to do, you nail it on the head. And once again, give it up for the host of tomorrow, Saturday Slam Jam, and also tonight too, and Friday, because he's been holding it down for us. So everybody, unmute yourselves one more time and give it up for Trey Ray.
Awesome work, bro. Awesome.
All right, just before we end the show, real quick, I just want to once again reiterate Magic Moments. Y'all need to check that out. Order your tickets, get on the list. It's going to be an amazing workshop. All benefits going to the Megasis family. Um, yeah, it's going to be magic being made there. It's going to be awesome. This Thursday, we got the premiere of Come As You Are. Friday, we got Zamkanto featuring. And then Saturday, we got Mr. Witz guest coaching the Slam Jam. So, like, yo, stay up on what we doing here. Dre, if you want to close out the show, man, I'd appreciate it, brother.
Oh, of course. And as always, until next time, please keep writing, please keep loving. Peace and love to y'all, and have a good night.
Peace and love, y'all.